Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to Send the Record Straight podcast. We usually just do this shit every Sunday, but there's been a lot of shit going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So, it's your boy Vic Slang Ho,
It's your girl Kai.
and we just wanted to talk about, what I'm saying, the Quavo situation with how you say her name, Saweetie.
Sweetie, I don't know.
Yeah, so we just wanted to talk about it briefly. Like, I feel like a lot of people have dragged the situation. I feel like we feel like they drag the situation. We living in some. I ain't trying to talk for Kyle, but we living in some sensitive times. Salute, salute. We living in some sensitive ass times where it's like any little thing could be dragged out of proportion today. So we gonna say I wasn't even gonna talk about this, or we was gonna wait. We was talking about like, yo, we was gonna wait till next Sunday, but we was like, yo, it's just so much shit going on, and we really don't want to get caught up and a lot of like the gossip stuff because we have like a whole bunch of other stuff that we want to talk about. But we figured that like with a lot of stuff happening and reoccurring things, we might do twice a week, or depending on the shit that's going on, right? So we just wanted to talk about that. Make sure y'all like the video, what I'm saying, so it could circulate so people could tune in. But I'm gonna let my sister Kai go because she has some strong feelings about the situation. So go ahead.
Yeah, so immediately, when I saw the video, like we all saw the video, I was like, yo, y'all dragging it. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like, first of all, he didn't put his hands on her. Like, and I already see how it's already going to be depicted. I saw the comments. I saw already, women going, oh, he's abusive, this and the third, boom, boom. But there's two clips, right? So there's an edited version where it just shows from the point where he's grabbing her, where they tussling over the bags. So he didn't grab her. They tussling over the bags in the elevator. But there's a point right before there where they outside the elevator. And actually, Sweetie throws a punch at Quavo. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's talking about that. And I just want people to think like if the roles were reversed, what would be said? You know what I'm saying? If it was a situation where he would have threw a punch at her, you know what I'm saying? And then they was tussling over stuff like that's not being addressed. So I just feel like, they're gonna try to throw Quavo under the bus. They're gonna try to Chris Brown him. You know what I'm saying? And I think that shit is whack. I really do. I think that shit is whack. I don't think that shit is cool. I don't like the fact that they're just trying to like tear him down already, and people don't even know the situation. Like she ain't saying nothing, he ain't saying nothing. We don't know what the situation was. And for that little clip, again, like I said, y'all want to talk about domestic violence, and I'm not taking nothing away from domestic violence because domestic violence is very serious, and a lot of people go through it, both men and women. But this is not a situation of domestic violence, and you're not about to do that.
Yeah, I think if we have more information about the situation, exactly. I feel like the same way like Santana Carson said, right? Like I feel like we don't have enough information, and then all they got is a little clip. And then another thing I wanted to highlight is like the person that posted the clip, they did say like, oh, she did throw the. This is exactly what it says in the comment section. It said she did throw the first punch, but however, that does not justify him to put his hands on her. That shit just sounds mad crazy. Like, because at the end of the day, I don't even know that person might be a woman, or it might be a man, a sympathizer. No, one of them ass kisses. You know what I'm saying that it's not gonna keep it a buck because they want to look good, right? And I feel like it's shit is mad sensitive today, right? With gay people, with women, with certain stuff, right? With Jewish people, certain communities are just like you can't say nothing about them. You can't even correct them about the wrong that they do because this is the times that we are living in. So I definitely do want to say that they did highlight. They say even if she threw the first punch, it does not like it's like what the fuck are you talking about? Like because you know what? When my mother raised me growing up, she said don't let nobody put their hands on you. She said nobody. She didn't. This is a woman. She didn't say, oh, don't let man take advantage of you or don't let man put their hands on you. You know what I'm saying? She said don't let nobody put their hands on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like because at the end of the day, women also go through domestic violence with other women. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, which is another thing, right? We want to talk about that. We don't highlight well what happens when it's a woman on woman. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna say then, right? So and another thing is again, we don't know their dynamics. We don't know if they've been fighting each other. We don't know what's their situation, right? Because for example, I feel like we see the clip. She swung on him. We don't know. It looked like they've been having little tussle situations in the crib. I'm saying
Right.
from the outside looking in, it looked like this is not the first time she
This is
swung on him.
regular shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is the first time she swung on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they probably been having little situations like this in the crib. You understand? And then everybody's in the comments like, "Oh, I'm so glad she left him." That woman could have been the devil. You don't
Right.
even you don't even know. Like for example, I was in a domestic situation with a person with a woman. You feel me? Like nobody would know certain situations, certain things happen, and she played the victim like they always do. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They never come out and say I swung on him first. They never come out and say I punched him in the face first. It was my fault. I think Rihanna might have been the only one who did that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the only reason Chris Brown kind of like got off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because Chris Brown's career was almost over. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But
And Chris
Rihanna
Brown's
came
career
out.
still is impacted by that shit to this day.
Nah, 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 nah. Chris Brown, he bounced back. I feel
No,
like he
he
back.
good. But you know what I'm saying? People still talk shit.
Yeah, so I feel like Chris Brown almost went down that same drain, right? If Rihanna didn't come out and say like, nah, like you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't have put my hands on him, like So I think like if she didn't do that, he would have went down the drain. And from experience, I know there's a lot of situations in which women put their hands on men first,
Yep.
and I feel like one people want to highlight patriarchy and sexism when it works for them, but they don't talk about a man can't call the police on a woman.
Yep.
You sound crazy. The police gonna laugh at you. If
Yep.
you get on the phone and call the police and be like, my wife hitting on me, or my woman, my girlfriend hitting on me, police gonna laugh at you. They're gonna be like, yo, you come on, guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't work both ways. And then when the situation is when the woman swings first, or she provokes, or she
Hmm.
keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and then when a man just has an outburst or he just has a reaction, we are so quick to just run to the aid of the person playing victim. And little did you didn't know if this whole time this man was getting beat, this whole time this dude was getting violated, this whole time he was in a crazy situation. But what? A man can't come out and talk about it. He's not
Right.
gonna call the police on this woman. So I feel like it's a disservice to like how domestic violence works, right? Because it's like it's only really highlighted when it's something happening to a woman, right? Which that's the narrative. And then it's like if a woman is beating on a guy, they don't even call that domestic violence.
Right.
So I feel like yeah, people are not on the level of like equal retribution. Then they want to start saying like, oh well, men are stronger than women. It's like, come on, we can't pick and choose when we want to talk about sexism and when we want to talk about patriarchy. Either we're gonna be all across the board on some like, nah, this is not right. Don't put your hands on nobody. Because that's what
Yep.
I say, right? I say don't put your hands on nobody, period. Like if I'm not putting my hands on you, don't put your hands on me. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And even if we do a little grabbing, like sometimes it's like you might try to walk away from me, or I might try to walk away from you, hypothetically. You know what I'm saying? And it's like somebody might be like, yo, chill, like yo, don't walk away from me. Like you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And people will drag that, right? Like
Right.
you should never put your hands on her. But that's not like me punching you, slapping you,
Right.
pulling,
That's
choking
not
you.
domestic
So
violence.
yeah, so it's levels to certain things, man.
Right.
That's what I gotta say.
Right. I feel like, and this is some shit that, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of women are not going to want to hear, but it's the truth. And this is coming from a woman. Women are lawless. Women do whatever they want and they justify it with their emotions. You know what I'm saying? They feel like, oh, I'm mad at you because you did this, so I'm going to bleach your clothes. I'm mad at you, so I'm going to destroy your property. I'm mad at you, so I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk crazy to you. I'm mad at you, so I'm going to put my hands on you. You know what I'm saying? And whenever a woman does it, it's never viewed in the same way as going back to what you said as domestic violence. And that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if we're going to hold people accountable for their actions, we need to hold both parties for their actions. A lot of times, women will provoke men to a point where, and at the end of the day, I'm not excusing anybody for putting their hands on nobody. But at the end of the day, women will provoke men. I've seen it hand in hand. I've seen women talk crazy to men. I've seen women pull up to dudes when they're in public situations and talk to them crazy and put their hands on them. But as soon as a man takes an action to defend himself, he's abusive. He's the bully. You know what I'm saying? He's the abuser. And women use that to their advantage. And that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Because in any situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody has a right to put their hands on nobody, no matter what they feel. You feel betrayed, you feel disrespected, that's fine. You use your words. You don't put your hands on nobody. So I feel like oftentimes women be doing crazy stuff all the time. Women key cars. Women go through your phone, check your phone. They call other women. They do all types of crazy stuff. And when women do it, it's, oh, she's just emotional. Oh, she's just a woman. But when men do it, automatically they're viewed as abusers. And let's be very specific. I feel like, especially because Quavo's a black man, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people are just instantly just ready to drag him down to the ground. That man didn't do nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Like in that video, he never put his hands on Shorty. Like ever. So I don't understand why conversations of domestic violence is coming up. And this is annoying because, again, like I said, I'm not trying to take away from the domestic violence, but there's some women that's really going through situations like this. So when we automatically pin domestic violence on every situation that we see, you know what I'm saying? What happens is we're taking the actual weight and we're taking the seriousness off of situations where people are actually really going through domestic violence. This is not a situation of domestic violence, and we're not about to make it into that. You know what I'm saying? I
At
don't
least
think
as
that's
far as
cool.
we know, because she ain't come out talking about nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
As
yeah.
far as we know, this is not a situation of domestic violence. But if it is, why are we not talking about how Saweetie, she tried to punch him? In the beginning of that video, Saweetie tried to punch Quavo. Why are we not talking about that? Because if the roles were reversed and it showed Quavo trying to punch Saweetie, oh my God, Migos will be done. They be trying to put Migos under the jail. Quavo under
Yeah.
the jail.
Yeah. Even though it was just Quavo, they'll be trying to put Migos under the jail. You know?
Migos, exactly. They're trying to throw away the whole thing because Offset don't got a good background. But I just think that's not cool. And I don't like the fact how women are lawless. And women feel like just because they're emotional, you know what I'm saying, they feel like they could destroy somebody's property. I've never done that. And I don't advocate for women to do that. Because at the end of the day, regardless of your emotions, you're a human being and you're a woman. And you're a grown-ass woman at that. And you need to have control of yourself. Because if the roles were reversed, and there's a man that went and keyed your car, if there was a man that went through your phone, if there was a man that popped up at your job, you know what I'm saying? We would call him all different type of names. We need to have that same energy with women because it's not cool on either side. And what women will do, like I said, is they'll sit there and they'll provoke you and they'll put your hands on you and they'll punch you 50 times. And the moment that you defend yourself, now you're the bad guy. My suggestion to men like this, and people talking about they glad that Saweetie left him. No, I'm glad that Quavo is out of that situation. If I'm glad anybody's out of that situation, I'm glad that Quavo's out of that situation. Because Quavo got some shit to lose. If we want to be technical, who is Saweetie? And we want to be technical. I don't want to get into that, but Saweetie can't even rap. She just a pretty face. And I talk about that all the time. She just light skinned and she just a pretty face. So I'm glad that Quavo's out of that situation because Saweetie, I don't know if she hasn't come out and said anything, but this is the type of situation that would have completely ruined his career depending on the type of woman that Saweetie is. And let's
And
see.
it might still.
Right. And let's see based off what she says. You know
You know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying?
Because if I had
And
a
it,
son, that's what I would suggest to him.
yeah, and it's crazy. That shit is just, but that's how things work, right? This how things works. Like, we have this mindset in society that it's like a woman can't rape a man. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just talking about that on the last thing when we talking about Cardi B raping men, but yet, they talking about Bill Cosby in jail, Cardi B, mainly because none of them guys that she did that to came forward to press charges,
Right.
right? So, and this is the thing that goes on, right? Men do not go to the police oftentimes. Dudes do be snitching, but it's usually be on other dudes. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like, yo, dudes need to be sending women to jail. Like, I feel like they just get away with too much. And I know that just sound crazy, but I just feel like a lot of them get by doing mad fucked up shit. Women be setting dudes up. You know what I'm saying? They be fucking raping them too. They be coercing them to do shit they don't want to do. Women be mad manipulative when it comes to a lot of stuff, right? But when a man talk about it, it's just like, bro, why you complaining about that shit? Like I have even had dudes. I was in a situation with a woman that was abusive. You feel me? And then like when I told my mans, he was just like, yo, bro, that's what girls do. Like when my mans asked me, like, yo, why you not dealing with Shorty? I was like, bro, she was crazy, bro. She was mad abusive. You know what I'm saying? She was always doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Physical. She always got physical. And I'm just like, I would just leave. I would just always leave. And then he was just like, bro, that's what girls do, bro. That's just some regular shit, bro.
Right.
That's what girls do. And I'm just like, what you mean, bro? I'm not staying in. I'm like, yo, bro, if you used to some shit, I'm not staying in a situation where I'm losing my peace of mind and somebody gonna keep putting their hands on me. My mother didn't raise me that way. You know what I'm saying? So I used to leave. So now when this person stopped me from leaving, now it's a bigger problem because it's like I could normally just remove myself out the situation. Now, when you start blocking doors, when you start grabbing knives, when you start doing certain shit, it's like, okay, like, 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 what am I supposed to do now? You feel me? And then it's like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna defend myself. I'm gonna defend myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, for example, like I got into a situation with this woman. She was wilding, like, you know what I'm saying. She was the aggressor. She did all this crazy shit, and then like, in the accident, it was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I was like trying to get her off me because she was choking me, and then like I like pushed off on something like get off me, and like I figured like, you know, on something like get off me, and then her head hit the wall, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, so now you go from a situation where you being the victim and now you're the victimizer, right? Now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, people are only gonna look at who called the police. It don't matter who threw the first punch. It's who called the police. You know what I'm saying? So now you call the police. Not that the police were called, the police wasn't called, but my whole thing is like, you go from a situation where you're trying to get away from somebody and now you feel bad for somebody. So that situation, when you look at the video clip, I don't know if how many of y'all seen it or how many of y'all didn't see it, but when you look at the video clip, it shows, it goes from she swung on him,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, she missed or whatever, and then like, you know, he probably grabbed her like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and sometimes, and again, I don't like those type of situations, you know what I'm saying? Because again, they escalate to
Right.
something else, right? But the whole thing is like, sometimes women need to be shooken up. And I know that's just gonna come off as crazy. And I'm not saying beat him. I'm not saying beat him. I'm just saying sometimes you gotta be like, yo, what's up with you? Like, you good? Like you all right? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes they try certain shit. Sometimes they try to slap you.
Women
Sometimes
will
they'll,
test you.
you know, sometimes they'll snuff you. Sometimes they'll get a
Absolutely.
slapping. And then what the fuck is you supposed to do? You're
Right.
supposed to just
Right.
get slapped again, get
Right.
punched again. So it's
Right.
like it looked like that was one of those situations. It looked like she swung on him,
Right.
and he was just like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you forgetting I'm a man? Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?" And it
Right.
looked like he grabbed her or whatever, and then it don't look. He didn't fling her like they trying to say. Like, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
They was
so
tussling over the
yeah,
bags and she
yeah.
fell.
So
Nobody
so that's what it
slugged
looked like.
nobody.
That's what it looked like. It just looked like after she swung on him, he probably was like, "Yo, you bugging the fuck out." Like, you know what I'm saying? So after that, you know what I'm saying? Now he goes from she swung on him. He was trying to like check her. You know what I'm saying? And now she gets, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what happens. You know, and this will happen in my situation, and this will happen in countless other people's situations that I hear. Like, you do something, or you maybe sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes it's like you be in the heat of the moment, you punch me in the face, you slap me, and I just react, you know? And we all human, we all entitled to that, because when women do it, when women just react, we say, oh, she's just doing the woman thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know? But when the God does it, it's like, no, bro, you're supposed to have the logic. You're supposed to, you know, whatever. So it just looked like that to me. It looked like that happened. It looked like he you know what I'm saying, he tried to get the bags, and you know, he grabbed her a little bit, you know, grabbed up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But that was that. Like, he didn't, like, you could tell when somebody like try to like you know what I'm saying, push it through the wall. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like it just looked like that. And then after that, she looks like she's limping out, right? But in my situation, woman did the same, this sister did the same thing. She was the aggressor, and then she played like she was hurt to kind of like make me feel bad because I was leaving. I was, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm feeling bad in the situation because I'm like, damn, I pushed her, but I pushed her to get her off of me because she
Right.
was wild. So I just feel like that's what it looked like. It looked like that situation happened. And then after that, she's playing this hurt little thing, little hurt scene, because, you know, now he's like, now you see him kind of like talking to her, like, you good? Like it looked like he was just like, you know, he cared, he concerned. Like, you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
you could see it, right? So I don't know. That's just my take on it. And I just feel like she went from the aggressor. And I don't know what happened in the house, but again, she do look like I don't know if it's her bags or his bags, but if she is trying to take her bags, sometimes you gotta let people go, man. Sometimes you just gotta be like, all right, like, go ahead, like, whatever. And I
Right.
think that's what people always gonna go back to. It looked like she was trying to leave, and you didn't want to let her leave. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
But
that's,
like I
yeah.
said, like, yo, this is regular couple shit. And I feel like people are trying to the problem with social media, and I think you said this earlier when we was talking about this, you said social media has created an atmosphere where everybody think that they are entitled to an opinion. Everybody thinks that their opinion matters. But at the end of the day, I wasn't there, you wasn't there, we don't know the situation. We're watching a small video clip that has been edited, you know what I'm saying? And now everybody's coming to form their opinions about something that they don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like at the end of the day, going back to what I said, women At the end of the day, women are lawless. Women do whatever they want, and it's not acceptable and it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of situations, and I think women automatically go to the point where they jump to the woman's defense. But change your perspective and try to think about it from the perspective of, what if you had a son? What if you had a son and he was in a situation like that? Because I can tell you this, if I had a son and there's a situation where there's a girl coming at him with a knife, there's a girl coming at him or some crazy, I'm going to tell him to defend himself. I'm not going to tell him
Right.
to kill her. I'm not going to tell her to go punch her out 20 times, but defend yourself, because I want you to be alive. I want you to be alive and well. You know what I'm saying? But what I can say is, we don't know if this is the first situation in which this has happened. And if Saweetie was the aggressor, right? Sometimes I feel like men sometimes allow women in certain ways. They enable women to do the shit that they do, if that makes sense, right? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that Quavo's to blame for the situation, but what I'm trying to say is sometimes we've seen in several situations where men will deal with a woman who is physically abusive, who violates them continuously, and they create excuses for them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's just emotional. Oh, she's just upset. Oh, she's just this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. So if I had a son, I would definitely tell him to defend himself, but I will always tell him to be accountable for himself. And the first time that a woman shows you that she's capable of doing some stuff like that, there's a difference between being emotional and there's a difference between disrespect. Because a woman that respects you is never going to put her hands on you. Anybody that respects you is never going to put their hands on you. So somebody that puts their hands on you, man or woman, you need to leave. And if you don't, and you continue to be in a situation like this, you have to take a step back. You got to look at yourself, because you allow this person to do this to you continuously. Again, not saying that it is your fault, not trying to victim blame people. And it's really annoying that I have to say that, but there's always going to be people that's going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we all have to take accountability for our situations. You know what I'm saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Like, that's a J. Cole line, and that's
Fool
real
me
shit.
3 times, load up the K and let it rain on you.
On
You heard?
you.
You heard?
Period. That's like, and
You
that's some
heard?
real shit. You know what I'm
So
saying?
Quavo, go get the AK, yo. They playing with you.
Chill with the AK. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if this is the first
Yo, Quavo, go
situation.
get the AK, son.
I don't know if
They
this is the
playing
first
with you.
situation, but as a man, you don't have to deal with that. Because like I said, anybody, I can't even imagine myself loving a man, being in a relationship with a man, and thinking it's okay to put my hands on him. Like on some
That's a,
serious shit.
and you
Like
know
I'm,
what's funny?
I'm
You know what's
swinging
funny?
at you.
You know what's funny? And before it gets to that, it's usually verbally abusive. Let
Definitely.
me see. Before it gets to that, it's usually verbally abusive. They usually, you got to pay attention to the shit that people will say. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Somebody had wrote something. Somebody had wrote. I forgot. I don't know where it's at. But yeah, somebody wrote Quavo probably was the one getting abused, and that's the thing.
Right.
I think
Right.
domestic violence doesn't exist for men, right?
Right.
Unless maybe you gay. Unless maybe you gay and you getting beat by another man.
Not even
Um,
that.
no, but I'm just saying, even in that scenario, it might exist, right? Because it's another. It's almost like society tries to paint this role like women can't be violent. I remember one of my professors. She's a woman, and she said in school, she said that women can't rape men. You know, and it was just so crazy. It was crazy that she said that. And I was like, what do you mean women can't rape men? And it was other girls. It was other girls in the classroom like, you wilding, like Cardi B was out here. We was going crazy in the class. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, but she used to always say crazy things out her mouth. She was like this big feminist, this white woman. Another thing she said that there's no man hating women. Like, she was just saying, like, she always talked about misogyny, but she never talked about
Surgery. Yeah.
misandrist women, right? Misandry. And then it was crazy. So when she used to say certain things, like, we used to be just getting on her. We used to be wilding, like, you feel me? Like, so, but yeah, I just feel like it's fucked up. It's a fucked up situation. Hopefully, we don't know what's the situation. Hopefully, whether they talk, whether they don't talk. I know people gonna be putting pressure on them to talk because everybody want to know the tea, and they're gonna drag this whole little video to the mud, right?
Right.
So we just gonna see what they're gonna say.
Right. Word.
And then but I felt like people were dragging it. I felt like the comments, the polls, like, I just feel like, and this is why we don't really get nowhere, in my opinion. I feel like we can't really get further in our society, because it's like when women do wrong, and I'm not saying here just talking about this situation, but when women do wrong, their sisters are never there to correct them. Their
Yep.
sisters are never there to hold them accountable.
Yep.
Their sisters are never there to tell them like, yo, girl, you bugging. Because in
Yep.
part, y'all don't know. It's like some of y'all be part of some cult or some shit. You know?
Right.
So it's like it just be crazy. And like the voices like Kyle voice or the rational friend, the rational woman, female friend that they might have, it just doesn't get heard because it's being overpowered by a whole bunch of ignorant opinions and
Right.
ideas. So
Right.
that's just my take. Hopefully, you know, if and again, this not to say like we cool with abuse. You know, I'm not cool with abuse. A man that like there's men that deliberately go home and beat on their partners, their women all the time. They get drunk or they frustrated and they go home. And I'm in no shape, form, or fashion in agreement with that. You know, I feel some type of way when dudes be doing this type of shit. And we're
Hmm.
not talking about those people. We're not talking about
Right.
those men who deliberately just want to overpower, they want to violate, and they got
Right.
some issues against women or whatever the case might be. So I don't want
Right.
people to think that that's what's going on. But I'm just saying, based on the video clip alone, I'm not gonna condemn this man on that whole little situation. Could
Right.
he have handled it differently? I believe so. I believe he could have did something else. I believe, you know, I don't. At the end of the day, I don't know what she did. I don't know if she did anything. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they was fighting in the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe she got a little two piece in the crib, and then you know he let her rock, and then she tried to get another one. Like you know what I'm saying? It could have been like, yo, you bugging out now. Like you feel me? Like so, I don't know. Yeah, that's just my thoughts though.
From my perspective, it looked like he was trying to prevent her to leave from leaving. So if anything, you know what I'm saying? Like this is again going back to what I said, like what you said. Sometimes you gotta let women leave. You know what I'm saying? Because it looked like, you know, sometimes when you get into a situation where you're fighting or you're tussling over something, you don't want to just, let somebody go. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, maybe she found out something she didn't want to find out. She saw something she didn't want to see. She reacted emotionally. She grabbed the shit. She like, you know what, I'm out. He like, he might have been upset or irritated, but he didn't want to let her leave like that. You know what I'm saying? He probably was trying to show her that he cared. You know what I'm saying? Even in the video where after she fell and she was trying to, he went back upstairs in the elevator, then went down, then he went back upstairs and he, like he was like, you know what, come on. He held the elevator door for her. He like, you know what, come on. You know what I'm saying? They went back wherever they was at. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at the end of the day, I agree with everything that you said. And I think that this is why suicide rates for men is so high. Because oftentimes when they come out and they talk about abuse, it is not dealt with in the same ways that it is dealt with women. You know what I'm saying? Men are not allowed those spaces, especially black men, to talk about the ways that they were sexually abused or that they were physically abused. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be a man, right? But at the same time, if I turn around and I use my strength on a woman, you know what I'm saying? I'm automatically going to be deemed an abuser. And we know in New York City, I don't know if anybody's familiar with the law, but in New York City, they do not play about domestic violence. They will throw you underneath the jail. You know what I'm saying? In a situation where allegedly you were in a domestic violence situation. So, like I said, I just feel like at the end of the day, none of us were there. They're taking an edited clip. Let's be cognizant of that. And they're making it circulate around, and they're already painting a narrative about Quavo, painting a narrative about a black man. And we don't know the situation, and we don't know what happened. And let's remember that in the beginning of that clip, she swung a hook at Quavo. If we're going to discuss anything, let's talk about that, because that was the only time in that video in which anybody's hands was put on anybody. But that's not being talked about.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. Somebody said, how could you have handled that situation differently? I think at the end of the day, like if a woman want to go, she gonna go. Like let her go. Like at the end of the day, like I'm not sitting here holding nobody bags. I'm not sitting here doing none of that. Like again, like I said, I was in a situation with a woman that was abusive, you know, and when she used to start wilding out, I used to just leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Sometimes people need their space to breathe. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like, so I would leave. I'd be like this, I'm out of here. I'm going. I would leave. Problems started getting worse when she stopped me from leaving.
right,
It's not because I was an aggressor, but it's like you are being an aggressor and you also not letting me leave.
right,
So it's like, what are you doing? Like you think I'm just let you beat on me or let you like, now it's like you're forcing my hand. So I think in those situations, if the man want to leave, let him leave. If the woman want to leave, let her leave. Because nothing good is gonna come out of that.
right,
Nothing good. Because look, y'all already past talking. So if y'all was just yelling at each other, y'all not reaching a common ground, a medium, leave.
right,
Even if you don't leave permanently, if you leave and then come back to talk about it, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But in those moments, you gotta just leave, man. If you want to leave, let her just leave, and then maybe she'll make up her mind and come back. It looked like it was some small bags, so She want to leave, let her leave.
Right.
That's how I would have handled it.
Right.
And another person said, another dude said, he said, that's why I stay away from women that say you got to handle my attitude. That is another thing. A lot of these women feel like they don't have to change. I'm not changing for nobody. That's cool. Let her leave. Let her go.
Mm-hmm.
Like women that say that specifically to me, when women say that to me, oh, you gotta, I got an attitude. You better be ready to handle this attitude. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So, so it's crazy,
Yeah.
cause, like you said, right? It's almost like I don't have to change for nobody. I don't gotta improve my behavior. Somebody gonna like it. And a lot of women have this mindset, and they really end up alone. And some
Yep.
of these women have kids. Some of these women have you already like Kevin Samuels be saying, right? You already in the situation where it's like not too good for you, but
Right.
you want to get married. You got all these expectations, and then you don't want to change your attitude.
Attitude.
Oh God.
You think
Usually,
so? Yep.
usually it be the good girls that get trapped and the dude put a kid in them. I get those situations. But then some of y'all, I be like, yo, why did you even put a kid in this woman? She mad disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? She don't got no morality. She is, what's the word I'm looking for? She is insufferable. And you sat here and put a kid in her. I said, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, word.
That's facts though.
But yeah, we just wanted to touch upon that, because it's crazy. A lot of people in society going already have the guilty verdict for him, but we'll see what happens. We'll
Word.
see what happens. But we just want to
Some
address that real quick. Make sure y'all
word.
tune in. You got anything else to say?
No, I just somebody commented. They said this is what you get when you want the finest women in life, the baddies. That's very true. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you see the glitz and glamour, but everything that glitters isn't necessarily gold, right? And Sweetie is a perfect example of that. You know what I'm saying? She's a very beautiful woman. She's attractive. You know what I'm saying? She has a nice body. But at the end of the day, a lot of these women have a lot of insecurities within themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they may look good on the outside, but they have a lot of demons that's on the inside that they're struggling with. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I feel like some men are weak to women in those ways. Some men get caught up on the outside. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, it's better. Sometimes it's okay to deal with, and I say it's the same thing with women, right? Because women want to run around and talk about they want the nigga with the 6 figures and this, that, and the third, boom, boom, and they rather cry in the Rolls Royce than the Honda. Baby, I'd rather not cry at all. I'd rather be
Facts.
happy. I'd rather be content with a man. Give me the FedEx worker. Give me the average 9 to 5 worker. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with the average man. Ain't nothing wrong with the average woman. You know what I'm saying? We get so caught up in the image. At the end of the day, that those looks, they don't last a hot second. You know what I'm saying? Be more invested in how a person treats you and not what they give you. You know what I mean?
Now that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Can't trust a big butt and a smile, they say. Know what I'm saying?
And
Somebody said I'll be blinded by the booty. I'm saying, you're gonna be in trouble.
yeah,
You know
be
what I'm saying?
blinded by that punch.
You know what I'm saying? That booty be having a whole bunch of stuff to unpack in it. But that's a whole nother. I agree with Kai. You gotta go for the vibe. Like people don't be going for the vibe, they be going for the looks, that trophy look. I just want to have you on my arms. I just want everybody to say like, yo, his shorty got the wagon. And then it's like, you just want to look good. You just want to hold that trophy next to you. Yo, make sure y'all like the video. But
Where
we're gonna see what happens. We gonna be bringing out some videos. Somebody said I appreciate the good words. Everybody was saying like, they like our show. We should have our own radio. I appreciate that. I really do. And we just gonna try to bring out real stuff, man, and have real conversations. A lot of people are not having real conversations. A lot of people are afraid to
mm-hmm.
voice their opinion. They're walking around in eggshells around these communities. So somebody gotta say it. It's other people out there that don't care and are keeping it real. But we gotta keep it real too,
Where
So y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there. Y'all be cool. Summertime is coming. Y'all be safe out there. Word. Peace.
peace.